Welcome to the brand new ADHD Podcast. Now, this podcast is going to be called ADHD because I'm your host, AD. That's how it's ADHD, and that's fucking shite, I know. Fuck's sake. That's just terrible, isn't it? That's just terrible. And my phone keeps going, shut up. Fuck it, let's just get into it, right? Let's just do it, right? Welcome to the new ADHD podcast. I'm your host, AD. Show's called ADHD, not another ADHD podcast, because let's be realistic. We all know there's too many, but everybody's got ADHD, and the whole world just wants to shut up about it now. Or do they? Yes, I know. All the fake ADHD people want to just fuck off, and the real people like me and all the other real podcasts keep doing what you're doing, keep up the good work. Now, let's get into it. Right, I'm going to read, I've got a wee script here, there it's here. I've got a water hygiene guy pulling in front of me, because I don't know if you can see him kind of boxed in a van here. Okay, what a first episode this is, Fucking Jesus. Right, so, the aim of the podcast today, episode 1, is to help you recognise ADHD, these symptoms that you might be having. Whether you've got ADHD or not, this one is for the both of you, but it's probably more for people that don't know they've got ADHD, but they do, because you're born with it. It's for you guys that basically look at me and you're like, that guy's just ranting and raving. He's a lunatic. He just reminds me of me. So this is who this is for. And obviously, everybody with ADHD as well. And even if you don't get ADHD, you enjoy this. Just want to laugh. I've maybe children's going or something. Just tuck in. Just enjoy it. So, this is the only bit I'm going to be reading. And then after that, it's straight for the cuff. I've got bullet points on my phone I'm going to be reading from. But this is an unfiltered, raw podcast, no script. Don't believe in scripts because, well, to be fair, if I used a script, it'd be a lot more professional. Let's say that. But this is the first. This guy looks kind of psycho, by the way, man. He's like a pure baldy guy with a fucking, I don't know, man. That's just fucking cuckoo, man. That is absolute crackers. Like, thinking, you fucking put me off here, come on. But you just go and walk, maybe you'll see him like that. You can see his duck. There he is. Oh, there he is. Right, I'm not cutting that, but that is going on the YouTube and the wherever the fuck else this is going. Right, so let's just get on about it, right? So, this is going to be released tomorrow. So it is. I know I said I was going to record this last week. Obviously I haven't. And the reason doesn't look like I'm looking at you is because I'm looking at myself on the screen and I'm using an iPad and I've got it tipped on the side and it's just chopping me off. No use to it. Listen, first episode, we'll get better. Right, I'm rambling on now, right? So, I'm just going to... Why am I starting this, right? I'm starting this podcast because I feel every day like my life's not getting fulfilled. I just feel that I'm fucking wasting my life. That is how I feel. Straight to the point. Fucking waste my life. I'm drifting along like a piece of driftwood. In that big, stupid bit of water out there, I'm just in a lay-by sitting next to a bit of water near Elvington or something. It's where they put the rigs and all that up near. Between Tane and Dingwall, that's where I'm. So, Basically, I'm starting this because I want to help other people. It's that fucking side. Do you get to stop fucking tormenting me? You fucking crazy looking bastard. You might be crazy looking, but I'm crazy. Okay? As you can probably tell in the first 5 minutes. And I've still not managed to fucking get the start going, right? So here we go. Here we go. That's how I need somebody to do this with me, because I just keep going off in tangents. There's that guy away now. Maybe I'll be able to think a bit better. See what I mean? I'm just going to stop there and gaff in a tangent. That's one of the things about ADHD. See when you're concentrating on something, as soon as you see something like that guy, for instance, you see him, and then boom, your brain just goes fucking like you're on him now. You're not concentrating what you're doing because you're concentrating on him. And then you could be, for instance, you turn back round and then you maybe see, I don't know, something else over there, and then you're like for instance, that Taylor Made I've just seen there, so you're like, oh, Taylor Made, golf. Thinking about golf, thinking about all the good shots you had and all the shite shots, and then you just go away on a tangent. But that's just ADHD for you, and that's why this is going to be raw. And I keep my heart in myself, no you. Weirdo. No you, me. Like, so basically, I'm basically starting this because I want to help people that's got ADHD and that are struggling, and I also want to help the people that don't have ADHD or do have ADHD but don't know they've got ADHD, and they can basically relate to a lot of the things that I'm talking about. If I can get through to people and I can help people understand themselves better, then I'm doing a fucking brilliant job. That's the aim of this. And I just want to tell you from the very, very beginning, I'm not a doctor. Too stupid to be a doctor. That's why I drive machines for a living. So, I'm too stupid to be a doctor. But basically what it is, I'm not a doctor. I'm not medically trained in any of this. I'm just going to tell you about my own combined ADHD and how it affects me and how I manage it. Right now, trying a few different things to manage it. I feel like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm just need to keep trying. Do you know what I mean? Basically, this is the most important, but this is the last bit I'm going to read, and then I'm going to fling this to fuck. So, what listeners can expect, and this is an important bit, I want you to really pay attention to this, right? Because it's going to help you. You can expect clearer answers in your own thoughts and journey. Because I know for a fact about people out there watching this that are like me, just you're in a pitch black room, yourself, and nobody else is round about you, and you do not know where to go. Because I feel like that, and I know yous do too. You'll also, like you've just probably noticed, you'll get no bullshit, straight to the point, and an unapologetic podcast host, me, ADHD. This is going to be raw. There's no filters in this fucking podcast. It's 100% real. Because I fucking hate fake people. I fucking hate them. And I'm sure you do too. You're going to recognise yourself better, and you're going to learn about yourself massively, and you understand the symptoms you have or what your absolute worst ones are. You'll get to learn, because I'm learning every day. I'm learning. And that's my next point here. I'm also going to be learning and growing every week with you through the ADHD podcast. And together, we're going to fucking smash it, because we are. If I get complaints or downright nasty comments coming my way from people who don't appreciate me, saying it how it is, then I'm just going to look at them and I'm going to deal with it. And there's a wee distraction there. That's an ADHD WhatsApp group I'm in, by the way, just plugging there. Quite relevant, that's it. Relevant. Aye, but if I get any negative comments or people that are just want to be pricks, then listen, I've got thick skin. I can deal with it. A lot of people out there that maybe can't deal with it, but I can deal with it. It doesn't bother me. So what if I duck's back to me? Do you know what I mean? I work in construction for fuck's sake, so I'm used to getting pelters. Basically, I'll deal with them, and do you know how I'll deal with them? I'll just screenshot everything they say and I'll batter it right back up onto this podcast. I know on my social media channels, TikTok, Instagram's my two main ones. You can go into that at real ADHD. So that's real AD, capital AD, small IE, and then capital HD. But obviously when you're putting into Instagram and TikTok, it's just smaller case, something like that. So aye. But aye, we'll deal with them. We'll deal with them together. That's what we'll do. We'll deal with them together. But probably the main thing I want to say to you here is don't let anybody tell you that not to be yourself. If you're a wee bit crazy, if you're a wee bit loud, I'm crazy, I'm loud. If you're a wee bit out there, if you say things you maybe shouldn't, unfiltered, maybe ruin that a wee bit because it's kind of got me into the bother sometimes. Has got me into the bother. But what I'm trying to say is don't let anybody tell you not to be yourself. If people are trying to tell you not to be yourself and to change, then they're not your people. Just fuck them, get them out of your life. And basically the last thing I'm going to read here is fuck the haters. Now let's go and get on with the podcast, right? Get that to fuck. Get my phone out because I'm going to read off my phone now. You know what I mean? I should have actually got this ready. I don't know why I never got this ready before. There's a motorcycle insurance company trying to get a hold of me now because I did one of comparison site things yesterday. Right, just bear with me. I'll probably edit this bit out. To be fair, where the fuck is it? See when you're not looking for it, you just can't fucking. The fucking brain goes again. Right, let's do this, right? Right, so let's get into the podcast now, right? Let's get into the podcast. I've just got my bullet points here just to show you my bullet points, right? That's what I'm going to be talking about today. So, no script, straight for the heart, no bullshit, raw, a mess. A mess. That's probably the biggest one. A mess. There's me looking at myself again. No, yeah. Right. Just let me get my wee can here, right? So, I'm just going to open my wee can. There we go. Good. Oh, aye. And did I mention that I've only had 4 hours sleep? Which doesn't help matters. 4 hours sleep. So in the back of this bastard van earlier on, I've done a night shift. Slept in the back of my van after the night shift. Only get 4 hours sleep. Fucking shattered. I'm still looking at myself. Don't know what the fuck am I doing. It's a wee bit of context, right? A wee bit of context. My life's fucking chaos, man. I just need a break. I need a holiday. Right? Right, so let's get into this. I'm going to show you who I am again, right? ADHD. This is not another ADHD podcast. Actually, is. Obviously. Right. I'm not a doctor, so this is just me talking from experience. I think experience is more relevant to what any doctor could tell you or any psychiatrist. Well, maybe not, because psychiatrists have quite a bit of experience too. But you know what I mean. I'm living it every day, so we can say I'm qualified to talk about this shit, because I definitely am. So, I want to start off when I was young, school experiences, right? Because a lot of yous will resonate with this. When I went to school, even thinking about that's kind of getting me a bit kind of. That's another thing I know, emotional dysregulation. There's fucking emotions are all over the place. But, aye. Right, I'm just going to rattle through this because it's quite hard to think about. But with the school, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set my phone here. Right? Set my phone there. So I don't need to look at myself. So, basically, with school, primary one, I got on good. Great teacher. I still remember her name, Mrs. Wallace. Aye, Mrs. Wallace. Belfield Primary School I went to in Kilmarnock, East Ayrshire. So I went there, pretty good primary one. Primary two was good. I think at this age I was just I was at that age where, I was at the age where my second son is just now. He's 5. So I'm at his age. I know how crazy he is. I know how he struggles. Obviously, I think I did struggle. I can't really remember. But school was good up until, I would say, well, I used to get kind of picked on quite a bit. I used to get picked on quite a bit. I was all Belfield Primary School, I was fighting every day. I was getting picked on, fighting. Was always just, you know what it's like, just the bullies. Do you know what I mean? You just fighting with them, even no matter how many times you bust their nose or basically made them cry. They still just come back for more because they just don't learn. So that's what happened. Basically up to primary 4. After primary 4, I moved to another primary school, Kirkstyle Primary School in Kilmarnock. That was see, but that's a better school. I know it's debatable. Because at that age, I'm not really thinking about how good a school is. So my experiences, I was just kind of, a school's a school, basically. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think it was primary. What age would that have been? 5. No, started school when I was 4. 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8. Probably about primary 4 or primary 5. My mum was really struggling. I must say that I'm adopted. My mum and dad adopted me when I was 4, but they had me ever since I was 10 weeks old because I had a very, very abusive birth woman. I'm not going to say mum because she's fuck all to me. She's absolutely. Don't get me started, man. She just. I'm adopted. Birth mum was very abusive. Used to beat me up. 10 weeks old. So I mean, I've got a young daughter there, 9 months old. Obviously I've had kids before, like my boys and stuff. I could never imagine beating up a 10-week-old baby. And do you know what? Probably did that before I was even 10 weeks old. So basically, my mum was telling me that she gave me cauliflower ears, like a rugby player gets. That's how bad she beat me up when I was a baby. A baby. A defenceless baby. But I'll tell you something. I've never hit a woman in my life. But if my mum was, well, not my mum, but if my birth mother her birth fucking idiot used to come near me just now, would I hit her? Well, I'm going to say no, but I just don't know. I just don't know. Because like I say, with ADHD, you fucking fly off the handle quicker than anybody else, so I would need to be in the situation. But do you know what? I think she would probably want me to hit her so she could press charges. So do you know what I would do? I'd just be like, fuck you. I would just walk away. I don't think I'd give her satisfaction, to be fair. I wouldn't even say anything to her. But aye, that's the story there. I'll dive back into that now. I'll get my sister on, actually. I'll get my sister Debbie, because she can tell you all about it. She obviously knows more than me about that because she remembers it. She's older than me. But aye, it's even painful talking about it just now. So I'm going to move on to it. So the school experiences. Right. Sorry, I'm going to try again. So, right. Basically, my mum was struggling to look after me because of my behaviour. Because she was a bit older, my mum and dad were, I think they were in their 60s by the time this was happening. So they were in their 60s. So they're getting older, struggling to look after me because I was so off the wall, so hyper, so crazy. So although I've got combined ADHD, back when I was younger, it was definitely more towards the hyperactive side. But they were struggling, so they sought the help of a psychiatrist. So I used to go to the Urban Central, still there to this day. There's mental health. That's where the main, pardon me, that's where the main mental health place for Ayrshire and Arners in there. And if it's not anymore, then you can correct. But I'm pretty sure it is. I used to go there, and then, do you know what I used to do? I used to do, I don't know, I used to just go and play with like toys and stuff. My sister used to talk to the psychiatrist. I used to just play, talk about my behaviour and stuff. My sister talked about my behaviour. And then I used to just play and stuff. And a big diesel lorry going by me. That was a shindig. But I used to just kind of play in that and just try and act normal. But eventually I just went mental, and I still remember to this day, I opened the window. It was on the bottom floor, so it was alright. It was ground floor. I've always had a thing about being a stuntman and doing daft shit. Don't know if that's just mixed with being a man or a male and having ADHD. But I used to do stupid things like open the window when I was there. There was a filing cabinet, so I used to jump up the jump the chair, jump up onto the filing cabinet, and then I used to just jump out the window. And I'm not even kidding. I used to do that. See, to be fair, I would still do it to this day if I got a chance. It sounds good, doesn't it? Don't do that, by the way, if you got a young person watching this. Don't do that, you'll get hurt. If you don't know the drop and roll manoeuvre, when you hit the ground, you'll get hurt, right? So I used to do that. I used to get a bit of teasing and tormenting because obviously I used to get taken out of school and then I would go back in the afternoon and then people were saying, oh, you would be swimming and all that, you'd be swimming. Just, you know what kids are like? I mean, that's not even a bad insult, you're away swimming. If I was an adult, I was away swimming and what? You're just jealous you weren't away swimming, you know what I mean? But I know it was kind of getting to me because obviously people were noticing it was different. And then I was kind of saying to my sister, I'm normal now, I'm fine. I'm alright, my behaviour's fine. It wasn't. It was crazy. It's still crazy 38 years later. Or 30 years later. Because I'd have been at 8 at this time. I just kind of felt different in that. And then just kind of wasn't good. So came away for that. Didn't get diagnosed with ADHD because back then, obviously it was a thing. But I don't know. I don't know why I never got diagnosed because I should have. And I should have probably got medication back then and I probably wouldn't be a fucking psycho that I'm now. But I never. So here we're here. The next bullet point I've got is forgetfulness. Forgetfulness is a big thing because the saying is very true. When people talk about having ADHD and they've got like 20 tabs open, a music playing in the background, a fucking movie playing, a podcast playing and all at the same time. Well, that's your memories. Like, imagine trying to remember all that. Imagine trying to remember a podcast, a movie, and music, listen to that at the same time, plus concentrating on 20 different fucking tabs that are open. Fuck it. It's not that you've got a bad memory, because I've got a shit hot memory. But it's just because you're trying to remember everything at one time, it just gets fucking muddled up, and you're like, it just goes to mush, and you're like, I don't know anything now, can? So that's what the forgetfulness bit's about, and maybe forgetting to, like, I've done this probably just yesterday. I think I put my earpods? Put my earpods down. Sat them right next to me. And then I think I walked through the kitchen, came back to where I was standing. I said, oh, I've lost my earpods. Where the fuck's my earpods? And then I was looking about and I was like, where the fuck's my earpods? And then I looked down and I was like, right there, you daft bastard, where you left them. And it's like, things like that. That's a big one for me, right? Because all my life I've been claimed is to be lazy. This is careless and disruptive, right? Careless, aye, but I'm not really going to dwell on that. Can be careless at times, can be very careless. But I want to dwell on lazy and disruptive. They're two big things, right? Because I've always been classed as lazy, but it's not lazy. It's just your brain it's maybe just your brain not being interested in. Somebody tells you to do something you're not interested in, you're just not going to entertain that. You're just not going to do it. And people are going, but why are you just sitting there being lazy? Like, for instance, somebody says, go and wash the dishes. No. I'm not going to go and fucking wash the dishes because I just have got no interest for that. That is a waste of my fucking life. And that sounds very selfish, but I'm just trying to emphasise, like, really show you what it means to have ADHD. Because people say, I can't do the dishes, and that could be down to something else. That could be down to like head fog, or just you want to start the task, but your brain's physically just not letting you. Because I get that all the time, and it's a fucking struggle. It really is. It's pish. It's shit. As I grow up, I've been better at being able to do things, but I always try and make things that I'm interested in doing. I try and do that because if I'm doing something I'm not interested in, I lose interest within about 5 seconds, and I just go and do something else. And that's probably why you'll find people with ADHD, they'll start one thing and they'll never finish a thing. But they'll not just start one thing, they'll go and start about fucking 40 things and they'll not finish anything. And that's just because they do something, oh, this is exciting. Maybe say 5, 10, 15 minutes later, that's fucking boring, go and do something else. It's because your brain's always needing dopamine, it's always needing stimulation. So you're just chasing, constantly chasing and getting nowhere. Disruptive, I'm disruptive. A lot of ADHD people are disruptive and pretty loud. So that's one reason I'm disruptive. And two is because like I interrupt people when they're speaking, no through my own fault. It's just because when you're speaking or when somebody else is speaking, obviously my brain's like put two and two together before you even finish talking. And I know what you're going to say. I'm just waiting for you to finish, and then it sounds rude as fuck, but it's just life. It's ADHD. I don't mean it. Nobody with ADHD means it, but we do it. The hyper focus moment, that is a very big one. Remember how I was talking about not being interested in anything, so you just don't do anything? The hyper focus is, see if you're interested in something. You're not just interested in it, you're obsessed by it. It's all you think about. And you will hyper focus to a point where you will just fucking laser focus right in the subject. Whatever it may be, you're laser focused. And the most annoying thing in the world is if you are fucking hyper focusing on something and somebody distracts you, it's just pish. Difficulty following instructions as well. That's true. That is true. Especially for me, like, even as an adult, I've got a problem with. I've not got a problem with authority. I sound like a dick if I say that, but I don't have a problem with authority, but I do have a problem with people trying to tell me what to do. I don't know if I just contradicted myself saying that, but I fucking hate people telling me what to do. Like, even at my work, for instance, as a machine operator, like, people will tell me people tell me what they need done in the job. That's fine, that's no problem, because I want to know what needs done, so as I can go and do it. But I hate these fucking know-it-alls, right? I fucking hate these fucking idiots. Especially, see if there's a guy that's been off a machine for years, but he used to be a machine operator, right? They're the worst, because they think they know everything when they don't. But they'll try and tell you how to do your job, and you're like, I'm a different person for you. I do this. We could do the same job in two completely different ways. So you do it your way, and let me do it my way. Tell me what you need done, I'll do it my own way. That's how I operate. See when people say, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way, I just switch off. And do you know what I do? I switch off, I say it into myself, I say, fucking right off. And do you know what I do? I just go and do it my way anyway. I get the job done and they're happy with it, and I'm thinking to myself, it's a fucking nightmare, right? It's a nightmare. I'm getting sweating in here. Adult life with work struggles with a lot. That's kind of just covered that, innit? Obviously, I do a lot of travelling, a lot of different sites. Sometimes I'm night shift, sometimes I'm day shift, sometimes I'm 12-hour shifts, sometimes I'm 8-hour shifts. It's an absolute fucking nightmare for trying to organise, or what's the word for it? To put something into like a nice view is where you can basically, you know what you're doing. A schedule, sort of schedule. Can't do any of that. And that is one of the pish things about this job. But if it pays good money, I can kind of look past that, you know what I mean? I've been doing it for years, I'm used to it now, so. It doesn't, saying that, doesn't get any better, because sometimes I wish I did have a schedule. I wish, sometimes I'm thinking to myself, I wish I did have a job like yours, like, start at 9 o'clock, finish at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. But then, that would piss me off as well. That would just fucking annoy me. So, no, maybe I'll just never be happy. Relationships, that's a big one. I don't know how, but I've managed to hold down probably two serious relationships in my life. I've got current one, I've obviously married now for 2018, so 8 years. I think I've been shouting the divorce word for probably 8 of the years, which is just an ADHD thing, but it's just, I'm telling you, it's carnage. It's absolutely carnage. Finances, they're just, I'm getting better. Years and years of practice, getting better. I'm fucking in thousands of pounds worth of debt. I'm still in thousands of pounds worth of debt, but I've kind of, I think, what was the most debt I've been in? I've probably been on about 30 or 40 grand worth of debt at one time. That's no my mortgage. Yeah, that's just like cars, fucking stupid shit you don't really need. So, that's your ADHD tax. That's what that is. Just buying shit that you don't need and impulsive buying. That's just, it's a nightmare. But I'm getting better at it. Although today, I'll show you. Today, I went into the ASDA and I bought this. Stupid wee air freshener for £5. Did I need it? Did I fuck? Because yesterday I went to Halfords and I spent £35 on dash cleaner and an air freshener. See, ADHD tax. I'm just going to open the door, man. I'm bloody boiling. But then you're going to go to the traffic news, isn't you? Nah, shut the door. You just need to be in a sweat box, right? So, relationships, I'm always following it with Laura, but what we'll do is we'll do an episode dedicated to that. That'll be maybe episode 4, I think. Episode 2 after this one will be coming because I actually recorded this before episode 1, which is this. So, go figure, that's ADHD for you. You record episode 2 first and then go to episode 2. Idiot. So, starting projects but no finishing, I think I covered that one. I think I've started my front garden, building a wall, and still not finished the wall. That was 4 years ago now. Still not finished. Yeah. Still not finished. But I work all the time, so I don't get time. And I'm no fucking... I refuse to pay somebody that's just going to fucking rip you off and I can do it myself. Feeling overwhelmed by simple tasks. Sometimes I get quite a lot. Like even like, what is it like when I'm in the house, dinner time, bedtime, bath time. It's just too much for me. I'm like, oh, fucking hell. It's just, I really struggle at that time of the day. What's other simple tasks? Just, I can't really think about any just now, but I realise we're 40 minutes into this, so I'm going to try and wrap it up soon. It says here, what made you suspect I had ADHD? Probably because everybody told me I had ADHD and I was a fucking psycho. Everybody that I met said, you're mad, you're not right in the head. So, I've kind of suspected it all along. This is more for you at home, right? This is more for you now. Now that you've heard me talking, just rambling a load of fucking nonsense. I hope you have been listening, right, to and trying to make sense of the shit that I've been talking. And you'll see next week. Next week's no much better. If anything, next week's worse. By the way, buckle in for next week, because that is a fucking train wreck. That is a absolute train derailment. That's like, I even say it in the podcast, right? I go off the rail, I go down the embankment, and then I'm like, oh, right, off in tangents. Then I'm kind of going along, and I get back up onto the rail. And what happens? What happens is I'm just about to get back onto the rail. I do this, whoosh, and I go right off the other side of the fucking embankment, right into the fucking river. So that's what next week's like. It's a fucking rambling mess. 35 minutes of rambling mess. It was 45 minutes, but I cut 10 minutes out because it was a fucking mess. So, good luck with that one, right? But, and by the way, I'm unmedicated today as well. So, episode 3, I'm going to be medicated, and episode 4 will be medicated as well. So, I will. Can of orange zero for Tesco. Emotional dysregulation, I get this a lot, right? My temper. This is probably the biggest reason I wanted to start medication, was my temper and the getting caught up in the clouds. I can't remember the name for it right now. Obviously, I've only had 4 hours of sleep, so please bear with me. I'll be better organised next time. Promise me. No next episode, because that's a fucking rambling mess. So, next episode, episode 3 onwards. So, basic emotional dysregulation. Because my kids are now 9 and 5, my 2 boys, they've got ADHD. They're undiagnosed, but I know they've got ADHD because they're just fucking mental. Absolutely fucking mental. And they've got tempers, they're like me, they fly off the handle, the slightest thing. A lot of people ask me as well, like my wife as well, she'll say to me, why do you fly off the handle so badly? Now, honest answer to that is I don't know, because I don't know. I wish I didn't. I really wish I didn't, because it's the fucking worst trait ever. I absolutely hate myself, and I hate the person I turn into. I absolutely hate the person I turn into when I do it, because it's not me. It's not me. And then when people say to me, like, be better, try better, don't be like that, or you're a fucking idiot, or a psycho. I know that. I know I'm a fucking idiot. But if somebody says you're an absolute psycho, or you're a nasty person, right? It just fucking pisses me off even and makes me go even worse. Because I'm not that person. I'm one of the nicest people ever. I want to help people. So if you're listening to this and you're like that, you're not alone. Let's work together and we'll get on top of this. But emotional dysregulation is probably the biggest for me, because I lose my shit. Especially my family and that, my 2 boys. Because it's like a pressure cooker. Because you're in that situation all the time, it just gets to you and you just end up exploding. Do you know what I mean? And it's not just minutes of like madness. It's the years. It's the years. It's like your brain remembers, oh, this happened last week, this happened a month ago, this happened last year. It just all comes back. It's like just accumulates, and then you just end up blown up, and you just turn into a right psycho, bad person that isn't me. So that is the worst thing. I want to get medication to try and deal with that. Also with time blindness, that's a big one I get. And if you've got ADHD, you'll get that as well. For instance, like this podcast, for instance, I wanted it to be a maximum of 45 minutes. I'm looking at the timer just now. It's now 45 minutes now, and I'm still not finished. So that's time blindness because I've took far too long. But I'm going to start wrapping up because I did an episode a practice episode where I did it for an hour and 15 minutes, and after about 50 minutes I was exhausted and mental exhaustion. That's one of the ones we're coming on to. I was exhausted and I couldn't keep going. It was pish. Time blindness is a bad one. That's fucking 4 hours of sleep, man. It's a bad one, that, because you could be doing a task, say, well, this task's only going to take me 2 hours. 10 hours later, you're finished, and you're like, oh, good, what am I going to do now? And then you look at the clock and you're like, that wasn't 2 hours, that was 10 hours. For the fuck's day then? You haven't eaten, you haven't drunk. You know what I mean? You haven't drunk, sorry. Just shit like that on a daily basis. The rejection sensitivity to dysphoria is the ADHD. That is a massive one for people with ADHD, and especially for me. And if you've got it, if you've ever felt someone, say maybe having a small go at you, maybe you've done something daft, like you've done something stupid, it's not even a big thing. Somebody just said to you, oh, you've went away and did this, and it's going to cause this. And then you'll go home and think about that, and maybe not sleep because of it. And whereas like a neurodivergent person would a neurotypical person would just go home or just laugh it off there and then. Whereas somebody with neurodivergency would be thinking about it for days and would be getting worried about it and fucking up their life, basically. Do you know what I mean? Especially RSD and ADHD neurodivergent people, it just hits different. It's just like a million times worse. And that's not even an exaggeration. It's a million times worse than it is for somebody that's neurotypical or a normal person. Doesn't matter if you're that, but normal person without mental illness. So, in the mental exhaustion, that's basically me when I'm thinking about everything I'm at to do in my life. Everything I'm at to do in my life. I'm just thinking, and I'm getting nothing done. So that obviously changes today because this podcast getting done and it's going out tomorrow. So it's changing. And listen, if you at home listening to this, right? If you at home have listened to this and you can relate to this, right? I want to ask you a couple of questions. I want to ask you this. What have you always assumed was normal? But now you're starting to look into it, you're maybe thinking, wait, she doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. I do that. And then maybe somebody that you know has got ADHD and they do the thing that you do. And then if you can relate to anything that I've said, if you do what I do, like, so what have you always thought was normal, but now you're learning maybe ADHD? And what symptoms do you relate to? And this is a wee activity that I want you to do, okay? Because this is going to wrap up the podcast here, right? So this week, from the 1st of July until the 8th of July, the following Wednesday, okay? I want you to get a journal and I want you to write down whatever symptoms you think you may be having or going through for the whole week. I want you basically just to write a journal for a week. Everything you've done, if you've had time blindness, if you've had emotional dysregulation, if you've had RSD, mental exhaustion, if you've had I can't remember the name for it now, but I should know it because I suffer from it all the time. It's I'm suffering from it now, clearly. When your brain's all fogged, brain fog. When you know what you want to do, but you just can't do it. Or the mental paralysis. That's another one. When you know what you want to do, you know what you've got to do, and you've got a task to do, and you just can't do it. Your brain just says, "No, you're not doing that." Like, write it all down and let me know. Let me know next week. If you can relate to anything that I've said. So that is the thing I want you to do this week. Get that journal written. This is, what do you call it, a wrap now. Obviously I'm a bit tired, I'm bloody roasting. I'm in a van. Next episode will be, next episode's been recorded, I forgot about that, right? It's been recorded, that was recorded in the office, right? So, that's in there. So, I hope you do enjoy episode 2 when it comes. And remember, like, share, comment. I want you to get this podcast out. The more people that see this, the more people I can help, the better I can help myself get to be a better host, and then I can start really helping people. Because that's the goal. The goal of this podcast is getting out and helping you and helping everybody. I want to make this so big that it's a well-known podcast and everybody knows about it and everybody can come to it, get tips, get in touch with me, maybe you can come on as guests in the future. I'm open to it all. I want this to go massive because I want as many people with ADHD, I want them to get as much help as they can. And if I can help even 1% of the people, then fantastic. But keep an eye on TikTok and Instagram. My handles are at real ADHD for the two of them, and YouTube also is the same, at real ADHD. Thanks for watching this and listening to me rambling on for 52 minutes now. Thanks very much, and I will see you on the next one, which is episode 2, which is just a big pile of fucking rambling mince. But be sure to check into it. Right, I'm going to go now because I'm just rambling pish. Right, see you in episode 2. Cheers.